Lesson 1. Up, Up, and Away. Introduction to Weather and the Atmosphere. Link. Take a deep breath in. Now breathe out. You just completed a vital function required to sustain life. We all need air to breathe. Did you ever think about what is in the air we breathe? Do the properties of air change as you move from the Earth's surface up into the Earth's atmosphere? Earth's atmosphere makes conditions on Earth suitable for living things. The atmosphere comes from two Greek words, atmos, meaning vapor, and sphera, meaning ball or globe. Therefore, the atmosphere is the vapors or gases surrounding a globe. In this case, Earth. Our atmosphere contains oxygen and other gases needed for life. In this lesson, you will learn about what composes the air around us and what are the unique characteristics of the four layers of the atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Key terms. Atmosphere. The layers of gas that surround a celestial body. Air pressure. The force put on a given area by the weight of the air above it. Temperature. The measurement of heat and matter. Ozone layer. A layer in the stratosphere at approximately 20 miles that blocks most ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Create 3 questions with the background knowledge you have about the layers of the atmosphere. You can use the diagram to help form your questions. The diagram shows each layer, and there's some pictures to help you kind of visualize what you may find in each layer. If you can't think of any questions, use those pictures to help form those questions. If you find an answer to your questions while you read on the next couple slides, record it in your notes. Hit pause and form your 3 questions now. Be sure to leave some room to answer your questions. So, write your question for number 1, and then skip 3 or 4 lines, and then write your question for number 2, and then do the same for number 3. The next couple slides, you're going to find a lot of information about each of these layers. I need you to take the time to read through them, see if you can find the answers to the questions you formed, and in your mind you need to be thinking up of new questions because there's going to be a lot of new vocabulary. This reading can be tough sometimes, and so you need to be forming those questions to help you understand it better. Alright, we're going to begin with the troposphere, which is the lowest layer. I would like for you to go ahead and hit pause and read this entire slide. And again, remember to look for those answers to your questions while you're reading, and you can also be forming new questions while you read. Go ahead and hit pause now, and then hit play when you're ready to move on to the next layer. Alright, now we're on the next layer. Again, you need to hit pause. This layer is a little bit longer, so there's 2 slides for this layer. So go ahead and read through this. Again, there'll be some tough vocabulary in here, and you need to write down and create questions for those words to help you move forward in trying to understand them by using a dictionary or finding another resource to figure out what some of these tough words mean. Also, don't forget all the strategies we taught you how to break words down, looking for the roots to try to help understand them. Go ahead and hit pause now and begin reading. Here's the second page. Again, hit pause and continue reading. Alright, we're moving up to the next layer. Again, continue to think up of questions that you may have. See if those first questions you've written, if you can find the answers while you read. Go and hit pause. Here's the second slide. Go and hit pause and finish reading. You've made it to the last layer. So go ahead, continue with what we've been doing. Hit pause and continue thinking up of questions and finding answers for questions you've had. Here's the last page of reading. Go ahead and hit pause now. Were your questions answered? If not, where would you go to find those answers? Just think those in your head right now. While you were reading, did any questions pop into your head? If so, did they get answered later on? What I'd like for you to do now is you're going to do a reflection. There's a discussion board that is in your Blackboard account. So first I'm going to describe how to get back to the discussion board, and then I will tell you what you need to do once you find it. So if you go back to the Lesson 1 page, above the lesson, or right below the lesson, you'll see something that says Lesson 1 Reflection. You need to click on that. Then you need to type in one question that did get answered while you read. So you need to first type in the question and then include the answer after the question. Once you finish that, you need to write a question that never got answered. Once you've done those things, then you can submit your response and your reflection. This is the first time we've tried this, so we'll see how it works and what all you guys can see. But I hope you'll be able to see each other's questions, and maybe something that one of you couldn't find, someone else could find and help you understand. There are also some videos that you can watch. So once you finish your reflection, you can go through and watch some of the extra videos that help show you and demonstrate what the atmosphere is. But there's one more slide I need you to watch before you move on. So hold on before you go back to do the reflection. So before you move on, I want to go ahead and make sure you know what you're going to be doing next week for your science writing. Felix Baumgartner was a skydiver. He skydived from the stratosphere. So let's say you decide to outjump Felix. You have just invented a suit that will allow you to jump from the thermosphere. So think, Felix jumped from the stratosphere. You're going to jump from the thermosphere. Now, right now we don't have the technology or a suit that would allow that to actually happen. So you're going to be a little creative when you first jump out to survive it. So what I'd like for you to do is describe your experience in each layer. Use the information you've learned in this lesson to describe what it would be like in each layer. Things that you would see. Felix jumped 24 miles above the ground, and he went 834 miles per hour. It took him 4 minutes and 17 seconds to reach the ground. Just keep that in mind when you're writing. So when you do get to the stratosphere, we do know kind of about how fast you would travel. We don't really know what would happen, so you have to be a little creative in the top two layers. But once you hit the stratosphere, we gotta have an idea of how fast you travel. Our next lesson is going to be about air pressure, humidity, and temperature, and we're really going to look more at weather and how our daily life is impacted by weather. Now you can go and hit pause and go back to the board and do your reflection and watch the extra videos.